Hello and welcome back to the Flat Chat. It's me, Callum, here. I'm here with Heggie, and of course we're here to review the Premier League game week 9, but the 8th game.
Yeah.
Of course we missed a game. I'm sure everyone is aware why. But yeah, of course we've had 9 games to this point. We're obviously filming this on the Sunday night. We're still waiting for Forest against Leicester.
Yep.
I think actually Leicester are the home side. Well, obviously, we do not know anything about that, but we have had 9 games.
Yep.
We will review all of them. I'm obviously wearing my Arsenal top here, very happy. And where better to start than the 12:30 kickoff on the Saturday, which was the North London derby. I was sadly in a van doing my job, listening on Talk Sport. Missed the game. I was sick I was sick of my stomach. Hadn't had anything to eat. Listening to that while I was doing my job, and I'm gutted I missed it now that I know the score and now that I've seen how the game went. Of course, I'll let you start with this one because you did actually watch the game. I've obviously seen the game back as much as I can, but I'll let you start with that.
The game went exactly how we said it would on the predictions show.
Yeah.
We thought Arsenal would dominate the ball and Tottenham would look dangerous in the counter-attack. Arsenal got the lead, deserved it, but Tottenham did get back in it just before half time and they started to dominate the game for the last 15 minutes anyway, the first half. But Arsenal's class just showed in the second half.
Yep.
They absolutely ran over the top of Tottenham and it looked like Conte gave up at one point as well.
Yeah.
He subbed all his good players off for, resting them for midweek, we're assuming. But no, very good for Arsenal. And troubling times for Tottenham. They're not playing great football and their fans are in a bit of discontent.
Yeah, they're still obviously a great side. They've been getting points when they've not been playing as well. It is because of the way Conte plays football.
Yep.
And it's going to take a really good side to beat them. And I think that's what happened yesterday. It was a really good side that beat them. I think you've already touched on it, but I think the biggest compliment that can be paid to Arsenal was Antonio Conte waved the white flag.
Yep.
And it was actually only 2-1 down they were at this point. I know it was 3-1 when the subs came on, but all 4 of the subs were lined up ready to come on just before Arsenal scored their goal. He thought, pack up shop, we've got 10 men, we're not going to beat this side, we've been outplayed, outmatched, all over the pitch. Let's move on to Tuesday against Frankfurt. That's what he just thought, wrap his players up in cotton wool. Yeah. Which, in a North London derby, if I'm a Spurs fan, I'm a bit frustrated at that.
Yeah, definitely.
I think maybe give your team another 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, they were getting outplayed though with 11 men, and then the red card just did finish them off, and the third goal came so soon after the red card as well. But no, must be very happy.
Oh, very happy. Well, we touch on the goals quickly.
Yeah.
Of course, the first goal was the Partey goal.
Yep.
I think what was happening at this point, Arsenal obviously has come at the blocks very fast for the first 20 minutes or so. And then I think it went a wee bit flat. The stadium went a wee bit flat. Arsenal's intensity slowed down a bit. Then there was a 22 pass move that then led to Partey's goal.
Yep.
And Partey's goal, I've seen Partey do this shot, try this shot about 300 times. And it's been going into Rose Ed, it's gone everywhere, out the stadium. Ridiculous, some of the shots he's tried to take. But it's an incredible finish after, as I said, a 22 pass move. And he kind of sets it outside the near post and it curls back. It almost looks like it's going in slow motion, but it's just a great finish. It's a great strike. And that obviously sets Arsenal off in a good way. And then, of course, the Spurs equaliser. This is a wee bit later in the game. I think it was 15 minutes from the end of the first half.
Yeah, 30 minutes around there. Kane with the penalty.
Yeah, it was.
Have you seen the clip of Ramsdale during the week at the England game?
He knows where he's going to go.
Yeah.
So Kane's just.
No. There's a clip of Ramsdale on the bench saying Kane doesn't miss penalties.
Aye.
So it was clearly in his head before the penalty was even taken that he wasn't going to save it.
Aye, but that's the thing. He went for he went that corner. So Ramsdale went that corner as well, and he just put it down the middle because he thought he's going to make a move here. If he doesn't, he looks silly.
Yeah.
And Kane, it was a good penalty. I think for the penalty to be given, it was actually just it was a catalogue of errors from Arsenal. First of all, of course, Arsenal. The big decision that was to be made, if everyone was fit, is it Tierney or Zinchenko? And because Zinchenko is really great, his big strength is how he can drop into that midfield, and and it's really, really good when you're going forward, but when you're going back, it can leave you a bit exposed. That was actually the space that Richarlison was in for the pass from Son. Son's pass, by the way, was dreadful.
Yeah, it was so bad.
And he did that quite a few times throughout the game. I think if their final ball had been a bit better, in particular Son, who, by the way, didn't look arse yesterday. He did not look like he could be bothered half the time. He wasn't driving into the box.
I think that was a reason he was one of the 4 to come off. He did not look interested.
He didn't look interested at all. But anyway, that was the first error. Yeah. He was caught out of position. But again, that's what Arsenal want to do. They want to control the game with Zinchenko in there. Next thing, Ramsdale kind of deals with it. Saliba deals with it. Xhaka then. Xhaka, who has been excellent, by the way, this season. And even in the game, he was excellent. Yeah. Takes a terrible touch. And then Gabriel makes his tackle he doesn't need to make.
He's so rash, isn't he?
It's rash. Goes the wrong foot. Doesn't actually need to do that. Just stand your ground. Richarlison's on his weak foot. Yeah. There's about 2 or 3 bodies in the way as well. Trust your keeper maybe as well. Doesn't need to do it, and then it gives away the penalty. But yeah, half time, you're going in thinking you're a bit relieved if you're an Arsenal fan, but also disappointed because you probably were the better side over the first half. But you're relieved that it came at the right time.
Yeah, if I was an Arsenal fan, I would be a bit concerned for what I was about to see in the second half going into half time. But they came out the box unbelievable, didn't they?
Yeah.
Jesus with the second goal.
Yeah, it was a good goal.
Another catalogue of errors.
It started off with Saka out on the right hand side, and it's actually, I think, something that's not had as much credit from a lot of people. A lot of Arsenal fans have mentioned it, to be fair. But Ben White, he's either makes that run inside or he goes in the overlap. Yeah. And he sprints and takes a Spurs player out of the game. Then Bentancur is not good enough. Bentancur, who, by the way, had a good first half.
Yeah.
Does not deal with his man. Saka completely does him. Easy. It's coming onto his left foot. You know what he's going to do. Takes a shot, parried out poorly from Lloris. And then, of course, Romero. I don't know really what he's doing.
I think he should clear it.
He should. I don't know what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
He was a bit poor as well, Romero, yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think he's a great centre half, and he did have a bit of a shocker. And then, of course, Jesus following in like any good striker should. He really did. Like, he was... Like, I've seen him score that goal for Man City several times.
Yeah.
It's a poacher's goal. But yeah, 2-1, and then of course
the red card.
What did you think?
On first look, I thought it was a bit harsh, but the more I've seen it, the more I think it's just a really dirty tackle.
Yeah.
I think it's actually a bit out of order. He's deliberately stamped on him.
Yeah.
And he's tried to injure him. It's really nasty the place that he's stamped on him, and Anthony Taylor's got it right. I think he had a really good game. He kept the game under control. And they got the big decision correct. They got the 2 big decisions correct, the penalty and the red card. But no, Conte must be fuming at Royale. At 2-1, 11 men, getting outplayed, you're still in the game, you can get a point, but it's just completely killed him.
To be fair, I think Emerson Royale was pretty pleased when he got himself sent off. He was waving to the bench before that, telling me, get me off, I'm struggling out here, I'm out my depth.
Yeah.
Martinelli was doing him.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he was doing him, then he was doing Romero as well, and then went back to do Emerson for another goal before he would have a go at goal. But the third goal, of course, nice move, getting forward. Partey gets them through, but him and Xhaka linking up. Into Martinelli. Eric Dyer goes for a chippy. I don't know what he's doing. And then Xhaka, great finish.
We've waxed lyrical about Xhaka this season.
Yeah, I think that will probably be enough for that. We know how great he was. He got man of the match. I think Arsenal gave it to Partey, but Premier League gave it to Xhaka in Sky Sports.
I actually would have gave it to Martinelli.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I think Xhaka was very close second. I just thought Martinelli had a superb game.
Yeah. I heard Saliba and Gabriel Jesus were other mentions.
Yeah.
So, even Saka played really well and didn't really...
Just the only 2 dodgy performances were Gabriel and Zinchenko, but Zinchenko was expected because he's just back. He's
just back, and it's more just defensively he was a wee bit dodgy on their counter, which is maybe just a tactical thing. And I think we wouldn't have been as controlling in the final third as we were if Zinchenko hadn't played.
Yeah.
I think Tierney's still got a lot to learn in that new kind of role where he's actually drifting into the middle and allowing Xhaka to drift out wide.
Maybe they could both learn from each other. Zinchenko defensively and Tierney offensively.
Definitely, and it's a bit of competition there. It's good. It's competition for places because we've mentioned that there's Ben White on the other side as well. Tommy Asu was great last season. Ben White's been excellent. Not getting in. But yeah, we've talked enough there about Arsenal. Of course, we will talk a wee bit more about the games that we
actually saw
and have more, and I wouldn't say more interest in, but it's the big games, the big talking points, the exciting moments, and that of course was the Arsenal Tottenham North London derby. So
the next game I don't think we'll be talking as much about.
Yeah, Bournemouth played Brentford.
Yeah.
And we're on to Palace. Of course, Bournemouth, Brentford, there is a talking point here. First of all, it was 0-0.
Yep.
I don't think we predicted that, did we? Anyone?
I had a draw.
You had a draw? That's pretty good then. There you go.
I think I did. I think I had one each.
Right.
I think you had one each as well.
I thought I had... Did I?
There was me, you and Jacob had the same score for this game.
I thought I went...
It was either 2-1 or 1 each. I can't remember.
I don't really remember.
Yeah.
But one thing that was very interesting is that for the second time this season, the referee's been told to go to the VAR monitor and change the decision that the VAR has prompted them to make, and that was to not award a penalty to Bournemouth. And Bournemouth
to Brentford.
That was to Bournemouth.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and Bournemouth have been on the receiving end of this twice this season. I actually think it was a penalty. I know he slipped, but I think it's a penalty.
I thought when I saw it, I think the foot he slipped with has touched the ball, and I know you think it didn't. It was one of those ones.
And is that maybe why the ref's not decided to give it?
But if you're sent to the screen, usually it means it is a penalty.
And they've
seen something. But no, I like it when the ref goes to the screen and sticks to his decision. It means whenever the ref does go to the screen from now on.
It's not definite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do understand that. I completely understand that. And this is maybe one of those ones where if you're saying you don't think it quite was a pen and I do, then it's up to the referee to make a decision. But yeah, we'll move on to the Crystal Palace Chelsea. You can see obviously there's the difference in the amount of time we spoke about the two games so far, as an Arsenal fan of course. But yeah, Palace Chelsea.
Yep.
Palace with an early lead.
Great goal.
Yeah.
Edouard.
It's a great ball in as well.
Yeah. Edouard's really been an enigma at Crystal Palace. At Celtic, he scored goals for fun.
Mm-hmm.
He started off well at Palace, but he's really been performing quite poorly. Mm-hmm. And now maybe this is a catalyst for him to push on his Palace career, because he is a great player. He really struck fear into me when we played him for Rangers. But no, great win for Chelsea.
Great.
And Gallagher got the winner.
He did get the winner. It was a great finish.
Yeah.
Great finish. He didn't celebrate. I think I said as well when I saw it go in that Gallagher had scored the winner. I was like, football is so scripted. How on earth has he scored? And it's an absolute screamer as well. It's a great finish. Probably would I say it's the goal of the weekend?
No. Almiron.
We'll get to that though. It maybe is Almiron, yeah. But no, it's a great finish to win the game. But of course we are forgetting that Aubameyang did score as well.
Yeah.
Great goal on the swivel, volleys. It's an Aubameyang finish.
He doesn't even look at the goal.
Yeah, no, it's a great finish from Aubameyang, and that of course was the equaliser, and then of course Gallagher gets the winner. But he gets an assist from Thiago Silva, who at this point, should he have been on the pitch? It's one where we don't know.
Yeah, again.
On the border.
I think we disagree in this one again. I think he's a bit too far out for it to be a red.
I think it's pretty shocking.
I think he knows what he's doing.
Exactly, and that's why I think it's the same with principle that you're applying to the Arsenal one with Emerson Royale.
Yeah, that's true.
It's dirty, it's nasty.
Yeah.
Different, he's not trying to hurt somebody. But
I think it helps him that he's on the floor.
That doesn't help him.
No, because the rule is it can't be a handball, red card if he's on the floor and the hand's touching the ground. But it is deliberate. It's like one of those ones that's between the laws.
Do you know what it's like? It's like, if you remember Cedric against Man United last season, where he's on the floor and he's trying to do that, he doesn't get a penalty given against him. It is a penalty.
Yeah.
But the rules, I can understand, don't say it. This one is a red card, but the rules say that it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those ones where he could have. And Selhurst Park was. He was quite feisty after that. Let's say that.
Do you think it denied a goal scoring opportunity?
Yeah, of course it did. He was through on goal.
But how far out it was, you know, it's like that's
40 yards, yeah.
But I think there was someone else covering in the
middle.
It
wasn't. But he was miles over.
Yeah.
And it's
really hard.
I think it's a red card personally. I'd feel very fortunate if that happened against Arsenal and it was like Gabriel that did it, for example. Just saying Gabriel because he loves it. He's got a bozo moment in him, and that definitely was a bozo moment from Chelsea.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2-1. They'll be happy with that. Selhurst Park.
Yeah.
We've always said it's a tough place to go.
Potter had to get a win in the Prem under his belt, and it's a very hard place to go, and they did get it. So very happy for Chelsea.
Of course.
Fulham v Newcastle next. One moment killed this game for Fulham.
It did.
And it happened 5 minutes into the game.
I think a lot of us were actually expecting a draw in this one because of how strongly Fulham started this season.
Yep.
But yeah, it was a red card, Chalobah. It was given as a yellow. VAR changed that. and rightfully so. It was a bit of a shock. It was a shocker.
It's his first start for Fulham and he's done that.
Yeah.
So, he's went in a wee bit too excited.
Yep. He's done a Darwin Núñez.
Yeah. Maybe needs to calm down a wee bit.
Yeah.
Not fly into tackles like that in the 5th minute.
Pretty much. But Newcastle took advantage though.
Yeah.
They really did. They went for the jugular. And as we've already said, one of them was where Callum Wilson got a goal. And then, of course, Almiron, we mentioned, got a goal. Excellent finish. So I think it's on his weak foot. Volleys
Left
it.
foot volley.
Yeah. It's just one of those ones it pings off his boot, it's gone. It could have gone anywhere, but it's gone in the top corner.
Yeah. Leno had no chance.
Oh, no chance. It's gone way over him.
Yep. Longstaff with the third. Nice goal.
It was a scrap. It was he's had to be there I think it was a set piece.
And then Almiron again.
Yeah.
Back post.
Back post, good finish.
Yeah.
Again, had to be there. Fulham did get a goal back. Consolation though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Newcastle they're finally getting some wins.
Yeah, that's what they needed.
They did.
Fulham will feel hard done to here though. They won't be too disheartened with this, I don't think, because of the red card right at the start of the game. But Fulham have put themselves in a good position where they can have results like this and still be safe.
Yeah.
I still think Fulham will be safe.
So do I.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
This might push Newcastle on as well to challenge for
top 8.
7th, 8th, yeah.
I think Newcastle fans, if you ask them right now, they're wanting to be in and around. They want to be top 10, pushed for 8th. That's what they would love to do.
Yeah. They expected to be where Brighton are.
Yeah.
With how they've started, but they've not quite done that because of too many draws.
And that's a lovely segue onto the next game, which was Brighton. They were away to Liverpool at Anfield. And a bit of a shocker here for Liverpool. Well, is it a shocker with the way they're playing?
It could have been 6-3 to Brighton.
Yeah.
They were pretty fortunate in the end to get a draw, Liverpool. I know they were winning, but Brighton missed chance after chance.
Yeah, Alisson did obviously concede a few. Well, 3.
I think he was at fault for 2.
He was at fault definitely for Trossard's second.
And I think the third they should do better.
I think the third.
It's a bit. It's like the Martinez one.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just trying to remember it. He's dead. Yeah, I would say he's at fault for both of them.
Trent at fault for 2 as well.
Well, honestly, I don't understand what's wrong with him. I was speaking to Egg last night about it, and he's just I don't understand. Like, he's never been that solid defensively, but it's not that I'm concerned with. It's the fact that I think he's like dazed. Is he high? What's he doing? Is he been to Amsterdam before the game? Like, I don't get it. He just doesn't know. He looks like he doesn't know where he is. He's miskicking things. He's heading things straight up in the air in his own box.
He doesn't look bothered either.
No.
It's the same as Son.
Precisely. It's precisely like that. He looks drained. I really don't understand what's wrong with it. And Van Dijk's not been great either.
No, definitely not.
He's been poor as well.
The third goal, I think it's the third goal. The ball comes across Van Dijk and he miskicked it as well.
Yeah.
And it's just landed to Trossard, who's finished it.
So they're infecting each other with.
Yeah. Do you think it's maybe time for Liverpool to change up this defence and move Trent into midfield?
I suggested that to Egg as well last night, and he says no.
No. Okay.
No, he doesn't think that's the case. It will be that Calvin Ramsey will come in to replace Trent at certain points.
He's very good defensively, Calvin Ramsey. I think that'll be a good switch up for them.
Yeah, and I think Trent needs to realise that he's not just going to be playing every week.
Yeah.
He needs to realise he's going to fight for a place. Just like he did when he was told he wasn't in the England squad about a year ago. He really then came back to Liverpool and played out the skin. Managed to get himself back in the squad, and then I thought because he'd been left out again just there in the actual match day squad, I thought maybe that this will be the response that he get from. But no, he doesn't look focused, but he's obviously still a great threat going forward. As he even saw that he is great going forward, and they did get back into the game. Liverpool, they've got the goals. Who got the goals again for them?
Firmino got 2.
Yeah, he got 2. He by the way, he's playing all right.
Yeah,
fair few goals from him. Maybe he's not finished. But I'll tell you someone that really is struggling. And I don't know whether it's because you're seeing Haaland go out there and banging goal after goal after goal. But it's Salah. And I feel like he's rushing his shots. He looks desperate. I don't know what that... I don't know what it is, but it's really affecting him. And something is. And I don't know if it is Haaland's obviously going out there and he's clearly going to break his record at this point, isn't he?
Yeah. He did get an assist, Salah, but I think he's miscontrolled it.
Oh, of course he has. I was listening to the commentator as well on Match of the Day saying, oh, it's a good touch from Salah. Or is it? It's
Yeah.
like, no, it's not. It's a shocker.
Yeah.
It's like Jadon Sancho in the Man City game. It's like, what are you doing? It's a terrible touch.
Can we talk a wee bit about Brighton though here?
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
De Zerbi, first game.
We've really thought this could be the end of the Brighton
No.
beautiful football.
He's played the same way that Potter did because he knows that. That's what he came in and said he would do.
He came in and said he's going to play the same, but just with him sprinkled on top, and you could see that. They played beautiful football again. They're just a joy to watch, Brighton.
Of course they are.
They're the best team to watch in the league when they're playing
the way they play.
They just pass the ball about for fun. They've got no star player still. Trossard's becoming a star player. But
I did actually hear in the week that he said he wouldn't be opposed to the idea of joining Graham Potter at Chelsea, and then he goes and scores a hat-trick.
Yeah.
So he's just saying to Chelsea, come get me.
Yeah, but no, Brighton, just an unbelievable team.
Yeah.
That is all you can really call them, a team.
Yeah,
not individuals. But no, they're still looking really good. It's still in the top 6. I think they're still 4th, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much that for that game. Southampton, Everton.
I did predict an Everton win here.
You did?
It's Everton are doing well. They're getting wins. They've got a solid defence, a good goalkeeper, some good midfielders in there as well. They're becoming a better team. We're seeing it. We're seeing Frank Lampard's doing a good job with this Everton side. Do I think he's the man to take them all the way into the trying to do what Newcastle are doing? Maybe not. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it'll keep them in the league.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think he's already showing that. That's what he's going to be doing. I don't think Everton will be worried about relegation now.
Do you think Southampton are though?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Southampton are. You just don't know what you're going to get.
I think
they're like a pick and mix, aren't they?
They're missing a clinical striker. I know we love Che Adams because he's Scottish.
But he isn't clinical. We know that.
Yeah, he missed so many chances yesterday. Southampton could have had about 4 goals in this game.
Yeah.
But they only get the one. Joe Aribo, what a player.
Great player.
Yeah.
Great goal. Maybe question marks over. It goes. I think it's Cody. I think it is that it goes past him. He's not really moaning at him. He's not the goalkeeper, but he couldn't get the block on, and it's low. I feel like Pickford could have done better.
Yeah.
But Pickford had already made up for it with the amount of saves he made. Anyway, he made a lot of good saves before then, and after that, from Che Adams in particular.
Che Adams just couldn't finish his dinner.
Yeah. Great goal though from Dwight McNeil.
Yeah. First goal for the club.
Yeah, lashed it into the top of the net, or the roof of the net. Excellent. Yeah, but there you go. Everton. Are they now level on points with Liverpool?
I believe they are.
Or.
Yeah, they are 10 points.
Yeah, 10 points. There you go. Wouldn't have thought that after 8 games, would
if
you?
you said that to Jacob at the start of the season, after 8 games you'll be levelling points with Liverpool, he would think he was getting Champions League football.
Aye, well, he'd be questioning what's going on here. Are they playing badly or are we playing well? But it's a bit of both, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they've levelled out.
Everton started bad, but they've really come into a game.
Yeah, for sure. I think some good signings have come in. Gay, I think Idrissa Gana Gay has been a good signing for them.
Yeah.
And they're looking good. Bodies on the line.
I want to see who they've got next week. They've got Man United at home.
So that's another easy game for them again.
Yeah. I think they've got quite a good record against Man United at home. Right. I think they've got a good record against everyone at home.
That'll be an interesting one, especially with Man United, but we'll get on to them very shortly.
Yeah.
We'll speed things along here, and of course we've got West Ham against Wolves. This one, it was 2 teams that have had a tough start to the season. They haven't looked great, both of them. And of course that has resulted in one of the managers being sacked.
Yep.
Didn't actually see it coming, I'm going to be honest. But Bruno Lage obviously was sacked.
There was talk just after the game that he was fighting for his job. TalkSport, I think, put that out. He's really fighting for his job.
I was like, really?
Yeah, but it's just I think it's the right decision to get him out. They have to change something up because they're not playing good at all.
No, I think what's happened is Wolves have come into this season and Bruno Lage wants to play a 4 at the back. And last season he did a really good job with the 5 at the back. Had Cody in there.
Yep.
And what he's done this season is he's tried to change that to a 4. But then what he's done at the weekend, on Saturday there, is he's tried to play Ruben Neves as one of the centre backs in a back 3.
Yep.
So he's trying to change it, but also have one of them as a midfielder. And it's like so he's trying to get the best of both worlds, and it's just not quite worked for him. And he's come up with a West Ham side that needs to get some results. Skamaka, Could have scored before he did, but then a great finish.
Yeah.
And Jared Bowen again on the swivel, great left-footed finish into the bottom corner.
With his wonky finger.
With wonky finger, that's horrible, wasn't it?
Yeah. Disgusting. If you've not seen it, go on Twitter and you'll see it.
I think West Ham will be fine, of course they will. I think West Ham will push up the table, and I think they still will finish in the top 10 at least.
Yeah, Wolves in the relegation zone.
Interested to see who they get in.
Well, it'll be another Portuguese manager, because the changing room can definitely only speak Portuguese.
Oh, for sure,
So, you never know.
Connor Cody was fluent. He's taken that to Everton though. They're not speaking Portuguese now.
That's the reason he left.
Aye. Too many Portuguese fellas.
Yeah.
But,
Game of the weekend now?
Game of the weekend for sure. 6-3. I don't think we were expecting this, were we? You definitely weren't.
No, I thought Man United would be better than they were.
Yeah.
But the first half just killed them.
They killed them, and then Man City took their foot off the gas, and that allowed Man United to get as many goals as they did. They scored 3 goals.
Yeah, the scoreline is flattering.
That's crazy to say that, because they conceded 6.
Do you think it's flattering?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
3 goals, but I think you disagree with this. I say I would rather lose 3-0 than 6-3.
Oh, I'd rather lose 6-3.
See, I wouldn't. I know you want to score goals at the end of the day, but if you concede 6, you have been done.
Yeah.
They've played with you.
But you can also work on that because you've scored 3. Like, you can take a positive out of it. If you're getting these 3-0, you've still been poor defensively.
But I can completely get rid of the positive by saying, well, the reason you got those goals is because they took their players off, they took their foot off the gas, and they knew they'd won the game.
But Ten Hag won't tell his players that. He will take the 3 goals and say we need to build on that and work on our defence.
I think he'll just be raging about it. I think it doesn't matter. I think he looks that raging on the sideline.
I think anyone could have played City today and they would have got smashed.
They look that good.
Yeah.
They're very, very good.
Haaland was a joke.
Oh, ridiculous.
Foden was a joke.
Yeah.
De Bruyne was a joke.
Yeah, that ball from De Bruyne was incredible.
Yeah.
I know it was Varane was the man that was marking Haaland. I think he did everything pretty alright, but he'd just been injured, and you could tell he wasn't moving right. But the ball was incredible. I don't think many defenders are getting that. But I'm telling you, and you won't like this, but I think Jamie mentioned it when we were watching the game.
Martinez.
But the reason he can play that ball there is because Martinez, the wee man, he just kicks the ball, nicks it over his head. You wouldn't play that ball the way he played it.
I know, but
if you've got a wee man, if you don't have a wee man there.
But De Bruyne's that good, they would just had it a wee bit higher.
I know, but it's a harder pass.
Yeah, I know.
That's just an example there of why you can't have him like that as a centre back. Honestly, I think it's still baffling to me that he's considered as a great centre half at the size he is. I think whack him into midfield because you're not playing Casemiro there, are you?
I'll even put him left back because they've been looking a wee bit suspect there as well.
There you go. Malacia, I think we thought he looked better than Shaw. He then gets taken off. Shaw comes on, looks even worse. It's a strange place to be at Man United right now because of course they had such a terrible start to the season and then they came back into it. They had some good results against Southampton, against Arsenal. But they've been playing this football that everyone's been like, oh, well, they're getting results now. But it wasn't football you're thinking, oh, that's something you can really build on. It was counter-attacking football.
Yeah, it was like Conte's football.
It was exactly like Conte's football. It's not controlling. It's not, oh, I can see what they're doing there. It's Ten Hag trying to, it's like a stopgap.
Yeah.
Like sort of, we just need to get points on the board. I need to make sure that my job is safe. I'm okay. Their team are getting results. We're getting up the table. But it's not gonna. It's not
something for the future.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Haaland now, though?
We can talk about Haaland now. We've talked about Man United and that negative way a lot there.
We talk about Haaland every week in this show.
Incredible.
But we need to talk about him every week when he's scoring a hat-trick.
I don't know how many he's getting. Honestly, I don't know. How many goals is he getting this season?
Someone commented in our TikTok today. We made a TikTok a few weeks ago saying how many will Haaland score. Aaron said 41 and the comments roasted him a bit. And someone commented today, this has aged very well.
Aye. Well, he's on 13 now.
It might be more than 41. Like, at what point does he stop? Does he stop?
It's if he doesn't play. I think people are not fully trusting that he's going to play every game this season. People aren't trusting that he's not going to get injured. And you've mentioned the World Cup several times with this. I don't think that matters with Haaland. I don't think it matters that he's going to have a wee rest because he still can get injured.
Yeah.
It's just the kind of player he is.
He's going to get rested this week, though, in the Champions League.
Yeah, which you're gutted about.
Because I'm going. That's the only reason he's getting rested. Pep knows I'm going and I want to see him.
I know. When he kept him on, I couldn't believe it.
I know.
We were pretty buzzing because we've all got him captain. And a certain Jacob does not have him captain. So he'll be plummeting down the table. Unlucky.
Yeah.
But nah, he was a joke. A hat-trick for him, hat-trick for Foden. I think even for Haaland, I think a lot of question marks were around him, his link-up play with the other players around him. But to be fair, like the wee knockbacks and stuff like that, excellent. And then the ball for Foden's. Was it his hat? It was his second goal, Foden, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. It was the assist that he got, the second one where he puts it across the box.
Yeah.
Excellent ball in.
Didn't
expect it.
At what point can we start the conversation? It's only 8 games. Is Haaland the best finisher we've ever seen in the Premier League?
When he's played for a few more seasons.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. What is the point?
I don't know.
If he scores 50 this season, can you start talking about it?
Oh, of course. I think you can if it's something crazy like
that.
He's
got 14 after 8.
Is it not 13?
I think it might be 14.
I think you might be right. I think it was 13 when he was at 2.
Stats, let's see. That is, it's 14.
It's ridiculous. Like, how long is he going to stay in the Premier League for? That's the question. It's not whether he's going to be the best Premier League striker. It's for him to be in that conversation, he has to be there for a little bit longer. Because you're going to do it for a long period of time with a team that maybe isn't as dominant as it is. I think Man City aren't going to be this dominant for years and years and years.
Because Pep might leave.
If Pep leaves, if De Bruyne moves on, if that sort of thing, like players get older.
If I'm a Man City player or manager, I don't want to leave this team ever.
No,
because
you're right.
You're just going to break every record that there's ever been.
You are, but
they're going to become the best team there's ever been.
But will Pep get to a point where he thinks once he gets the Champions League, he needs a new challenge. Yeah. He wants to do the same thing with this team, or to do the same thing he did with this team with another team. It's going to be another team with money, by the way.
It's going to be Paris.
Oh, don't be Paris. It's so. Oh,
I think it will be.
I think he goes back to Barcelona.
Really?
If
I don't.
If they don't have the money issues that they do.
I think Xavi is building something at Barcelona, and they're going to want to keep him in for as long as possible because he is Barca through and through.
What about Italy?
Juventus potentially, AC Milan, Inter.
I'd rather one of the Milan clubs.
Yeah,
personally.
because they've got a bit of history.
More history. Well,
yeah.
I mean, Juventus have got the most trophies, titles in the Serie A titles. But yeah, we've talked a lot there about Man United again. And as we said, though, we talk a lot more about the big games of the weekends, the teams that are fighting for those top places.
The second consecutive 0-0 after the big top.
Yeah, so this one maybe we won't talk about as much. But the game was quite exciting. But Leeds love an exciting game. It's the way they play.
An exciting 0-0.
Yeah, exciting 0-0. Villa could have had 2 or 3 at least.
Mesley with the 8 saves.
Yeah.
For my fantasy, what a keeper.
He's a good keeper, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I think the main talking point for this one is, what is Sinisterra doing?
So stupid.
Very stupid.
His first yellow was stupid as well. But the second one is just ridiculous. When you're on a yellow, you can't do that.
No.
The camera panned up to Jesse Marsh as well, and he's just sitting there like that.
What is he doing?
Head in his hands.
What an idiot.
Yeah. But they did very well to keep it at 0-0. Because it was 45 minutes.
Villa have actually got to be. I think Villa have got to take a look at themselves and think, how have we not managed to win this game?
Gerrard was going off his head in the touchline.
I can imagine. But Leeds, I heard the Leeds fans were really on the referee's back in this game.
They're not fit to ref this game.
Yeah, like that sort of stuff. You don't like hearing that, but there's clearly reasons why.
Well, Stuart Atwell's come up under scrutiny before, and he came under it again today because Leeds fans felt as though every big decision went against them. And it did look a bit like that.
Yep.
There was a penalty claim quite late on where 2 players are running. I think it's Aronson and Konza potentially.
Yeah, it's attack. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That could have been a penalty in another day.
It could have been. I think he gets the ball.
Yeah.
I think VAR would overrule that.
Yeah, but that's a reason why Leeds fans are singing.
And in the stadium, they're going to see that and think, we've just not had the decisions.
Yeah.
It's just they were annoyed. I think they were just annoyed that the decision to Sinisterra get sent off, but it's just so silly.
We've praised Sinisterra before as well, but this is just you can't say anything positive about what he's done today.
For sure not. But anyway, that is the games of the weekends reviewed by us. Of course, we have the table up.
The table won't be up today. It will be up on Thursday.
Because we don't have the last score. Of course, Leicester playing Forest tonight.
Some people forgot to send scores.
Yeah, so Jamie, of course, forgot to send his scores on time.
Unlucky, you get 0 points for the game.
But it's okay because he's so far ahead, he can handle it.
Yeah.
But he had only put in 4 games worth. He got the West Ham game wrong. He got Man City right. I don't know what he did with Leeds and Villa, and of course he's got Forest, Leicester as well. Hopefully we can catch him up
Yeah.
because he was out drinking.
Silly boy.
Silly boy. But anyway, thank you very much for listening. Of course, any ideas you got for us, always comment below. Leave us a like and subscribe.